Hi everybody, my wife and I went down to Ravenna, Kentucky to the Ravenna Railroad Festival 2023 today. So let me show you some stuff what we saw and what we did while we were there. The event was put on by Kentucky Steam. If you want to see what their mission is, go to the website kentuckysteam.org. So the red arrow is pointing to where Ravenna is. The yellow line is the line that it's on. It's a completely 100% coal line that has zero traffic now at all. And the red line at the right is where the C&O tied in. They both serve the same mine. So when CSX became a thing, they built a connection there so the coal moves up the C&O line, then down the clinch field instead of going to north up through Ravenna and Winchester and then south. So basically it just made Ravenna completely redundant. When the Ravenna yards were built around 1915 or so, it was a huge place, almost all coal, but it employed hundreds of men. And so this is what the layout looked like after it was expanded in the 1920s. Around 1980, the L&N revised the yard and tore up a lot of it to make it more accommodating to unit trains because they're becoming more common. You can see the blue car repair shop sort of on the left center of the photo. That's the building. It's still there now. And up above it, a little bit to the left, is a storage facility, and that is what's housing the museum now. Those are the only two buildings left of the original yard. So the rest of this is just going to be, I've just spliced some videos together, some pictures, like a slideshow, and I'll just sort of narrate it as I go. I didn't really plan to make a video. This is the inside of the shops. It's the baggage car that we rode in, and you can see the C&O caboose. So we're looking south, or east, I guess you would say, down the line. That's a nickel plate tender. I think it's the 587. And the locomotives in the distance. We'll get a closer view of those as we ride by them. It's an old Southern Bay window caboose. I said it's in pretty rough shape. The fueling racks. Yeah, all the tracks were removed in the yard. This is the C&O 2716. They have a long-term lease from the Kentucky Railway Museum to restore it. That's the nickel plate running gear up above, in front of it. Now all this is towed back into the shops after the railroad festival. It doesn't sit outside. At least the C&O locomotive doesn't sit outside. It will be inside, and along with the caboose. It's the little steam locomotive. These guys truck it around to different festivals. Has a beautiful whistle on it. I think Jawtooth has filmed it a couple of times in Lebanon, Ohio. It's the boiler for L&N 152, the Pacific they have. The running gear is down in the Kentucky Railway Museum in New Haven, Kentucky, but the boiler is stored here. Some of these signs are in the baggage car. You can pause the video and read them if you want to. Very short, slow train ride. But the money was for a good cause. Coming up on the locomotives. First two are operable. The third one is just a shell, but CSX did repaint it to look like it would have been in service in the East Kentucky coalfields. This is the Y. They do have a Y if they need to turn a steam engine, at least on one end of the line. These were all full of tracks 20 years ago. Pretty luxurious. So now we're heading back. Again, we're looking toward the town of Ravenna. Sitting on my porch narrating this, and we have an ultralight flying over. Don't know if you can hear it. Again, this side 100% tracks before they rebuilt, even after they rebuilt the yard. 10, 15 years ago, 100% tracks here. So we had to stop for coal, and these guys had to do it the old-fashioned way. Lucky for them, it was only in the mid-70s today and overcast, so it could have been much, much worse. If it had been last weekend, it'd been a whole lot hotter. Still, not easy work lifting that coal bucket up there. There wasn't a place where I could get beside the steam engine to show it running, so I apologize for that, but again, Jawtooth has done it several times. Yeah, the steam engine had to go through the shops to get to the other end, and it definitely filled the shops up with smoke when it did it. So these guys put a lot of work in setting that track up just for this couple days. So I told Ellen, let's go ride the train. You see the nice pavilion that they built, and they have live music on it later. Pretty neat place to store sand. Again, looking east. The diesel tanks are still there. And we got some good food. Ellen had sausage and cabbage, and I had some pulled pork nachos. So this is inside the museum, which was the old railroad storehouse. That says one of the original buildings built in before 1920, I think. And they do a nice job of displaying things. So again, if you want to learn more about the organization, go to kentuckysteam.org, and you can see about the heritage of the equipment they have, what their plans are for everything. You know, they have some pretty ambitious plans. They've come a long way in the few years that they've existed. You know, I've supported them as much as I can right now. I'm an hour away, but maybe when I retire, I can be a little bit more active and do some actual physical work down there on weekends, or actually through the week if I'm retired. It's the kind of thing I'd like to do once I get retired. So here's the outside of the building. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe.